Okay, welcome back, guys, to the portfolio overview. It's been a good week. Everything is going up, basically. Some outliers, Ethereum is doing really well, XRP is doing really well, Solana is doing really well. And it's been quite a good week. As you can remember, I invest $100 a week. Last week I invested in Lifinity, which is down slightly. And earlier I've invested in Ethereum and in Monero. We're going basically sideways. Our total value is 305. So I currently have a layer 1 based on privacy. The number 1 layer 1, which is Ethereum, number 1 for smart contracts. And I have Lifinity, which is a proactive market maker, providing liquidity to the DeFi ecosystem. This week, I want to go further into the DeFi ecosystem and I want to bolster my account, adding more DeFi ecosystem tokens. So I've had a look at the top protocols for all of the chains. On trying to decide where I want to put my money next. I want to dip my toes into several of these categories. One that I think is really important as a user is yield aggregators. If you want to use a yield aggregator, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to auto compound. You want someone to auto compound for you. And Beefy is the star of all EVM chains. If you go to Solana and other non-EVM chains, you have a little bit of other options. But for EVM chains, Beefy is the number 1. So I've had a look at Beefy. I used Beefy before, but I also more recently had a look at it. And with the last year's Beefy was over $1 billion TVL. And then it's gone down and down and down. As DeFi has gone down in popularity, Beefy has gone down in popularity. But if you go after the collapses, you can see it's very stable TVL. And that's really good. That means they're making money. They're making money every single day, providing a service that people want to use, that I want to use. And they're the number 1 provider for yield aggregation. They're number 1 in so many chains. They're number 1 on Binance Smart chain, where I believe they started, on Arbitrum, Polygon, Optimism, Chronos, Fantom, and several others. If you want yield aggregation, Beefy is the best platform to do it. Beefy has all of these different chains where they provide their service. So if you are, for example, farming, let's say you're farming ETH with staked ETH, for example, on Curve. Why would you stay on Curve if you can have Beefy auto compound the rewards for you? Especially they're paying up Lido, but you might not be interested in Lido. You're more interested in staked ETH. So they take their bonus that you get from providing liquidity and they auto compound it into the pool for you. It's a really, really good service that is absolutely needed. Unless you have a massive portfolio and you can build an auto compounder for you, or you have a lot of free time where you want to auto compound yourself, having a platform to do it is absolutely necessary, and it will be forever, as far as I can tell. Even if the Curve and Balancer starts to auto compound for you, it's still good to have a place to collect everything, all the options in one place. So Beefy has been around for a long time, and they've been quite stable. They've had their ups and they had their downs. In the last bull market, they were around $1,000 the entire bull market. And when Three Arrows Capital and everything collapsed, they've gone down to around $400, and they've been around $400 all in this down market. They have a 80,000 total supply, and there will not be more and there will not be less. There is zero inflation. So it's a really good safe space to continue investing. The good thing about Beefy is that they buy back their tokens with the protocol revenue and distributes it to holders. And you can also take part in a really good governance platform. Their governance is really active. You can see there are weekly proposals for things to do, things to spend, how to use their treasury, where to spend money, and the recurring monthly budget for bribing the other protocols for liquidity. And I saw recently they put together a financial reporting tool, which I was really impressed with, except for the price. And I had a look through the votes, and I can see everyone who rejects it agrees with me. The price is a bit steep, but in the end, 6,000 a quarter for each report is not too bad. I also am very impressed with the report. And as you can see, in this quarter, they earned $533,000 in gross income, and they spent $589, although a huge chunk of it is from the Optimism grant, which they spent on incentivizing liquidity in the Optimism protocol. And the net income last quarter was 126,000 positive. I also calculated by extrapolating their first quarter revenue that they will have a 2-point-something million income this year. And with a market cap of only 30-something million, 33 million, they would have a price to earnings of around 15.88, which is basically boomer stock price to earnings. It's really good, I think, to see these types of price to earnings in the DeFi ecosystem. And I'm really impressed with how they put openness above everything else, and it's presented in a really clear way. I've gone through the entire thing, and I think they spend a little bit much on marketing and conventions and stuff, but all in all, I think they're really smart with their money. They don't waste it too much. Most of their expenses are operational cost and developer cost and stuff, so I will be happy investing in Beefy, how it looks now. They seem really professional, and I really like their product. I've used their product extensively in the past, and you might see me use their product in the future. So I've decided to invest $100 into Beefy, which seems to be about 0.0525 Ethereum. Now we'll just do it live. So let me confirm that. Swap successful. And now I have some Beefy. And of course, they buy back their own token and distribute it to holders. Since I'm on the Arbitrum network, I choose Arbitrum. And I can choose either to go to the Beefy Maxi pool, where they buy back their own tokens, or the Beefy earnings pool. The API here is quite low because it's dependent on the fees earned on Arbitrum and the amount of TVL on Arbitrum. So if I go to some other chains, you can see that the API is different depending on the chain. However, I'm a bit of an Arbitrum bull, so I will use Arbitrum for me. And I also expect that the TVL on Arbitrum will rise increasingly, will rise high. Let's see. Here's my Beefy, and I will deposit all my Beefy into the protocol. Oh, to approve the token. Really, the user experience on Solana is still quite a bit better, but we get through it. It's the best EVM L2 that I know of. Good, I've deposited $100 to Beefy in 1 vault, and I earn 1 cent a day, which is not a lot, but probably I will keep investing in Beefy. And I think both the API will rise as TVL increases, and I think the value of my Beefy will rise as the value of Beefy and other people see the value of Beefy. A 15 price to earnings on a DeFi token that's in so many ecosystem and absolute blue chip in a large part of the DeFi environment will be appreciated. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch back in a week. If you want to like and subscribe, happy to see everyone. I am happy to see all encouraging statistics.